Hi Sam. It's great to see you today. Are you ready to learn a new German word?
Hi Alex. Yes, I'm excited. What word are we learning today?
Today's word is
Sprache.
It means language.
Interesting. Does it have other meanings too?
Yes, it can also refer to speech or tongue in a more figurative sense. The most common meaning is language. Just be careful with false friends. In English, Sprache sounds a bit like spray, but they are not related at all.
Got it. What about the grammar for
Sprache,
Sprache.
Is a feminine noun, so we say
Die Sprache.
the plural form is.
Die Sprachen.
Remember, feminine nouns often end in, which can be a helpful hint.
So, if I wanted to say the languages, I would say
die Sprachen.
Exactly. Now, let's look at some verb conjugations related to language. For example, if you want to say I speak, you would say
Ich spreche.
for you speak, it's,
Du sprichst.
and for he, she/it speaks, it's.
Sie, es spricht.
And what about past tense?
In the past tense, you would say
Ich sprach.
for the simple past, and for the perfect tense, it's.
Ich habe gesprochen.
Ich habe gesprochen.
Means I have spoken.
That's right. If you want to give a command, you can say,
Sprich.
which means speak.
That's really helpful. Where does the word
Sprache,
come from?
Sprache.
Has roots in Old High German, originally from the term.
Sprach.
Over time, it evolved in Middle High German to become.
Spreche.
It's fascinating to see how language develops, isn't it?
Absolutely. I love learning about the history of words.
Let's break down.
Sprache.
The root is,
Sprach.
which relates to speaking. It doesn't have a prefix or suffix, but you can think of it as a building block for other words.
That makes sense. Are there similar words I should know?
Yes. For example, there's,
Gespräch.
which means conversation. If we break it down,
Guess.
indicates a conversation, and
Sprech.
relates to speaking.
That's cool. Any others?
Sure. There's,
Sprachschule.
meaning language school, and
Sprachkurs.
which means language course. Both start with.
Sprache.
Then we have
Sprachwissenschaft.
which means linguistics.
This is great.
Also, consider
Missverständnis.
meaning misunderstanding, and
Eigenheit.
which means peculiarity. They all have that
SPR.
sound.
That's a lot of words. Can you give me some real-life situations where I could use
Sprache,
Of course. Imagine you're at a language school. You might say,
Ich lerne die Sprache.
meaning I am learning the language.
Okay, I'll try it.
ich lerne die Sprache.
Perfect. Another situation could be when you meet someone who speaks a different language. You could say,
Welche Sprache sprichst du?
meaning which language do you speak?
Let me try.
Welche Sprache sprichst du?
Exactly. Lastly, while traveling, you might want to ask,
Wie sagt man das in meiner Sprache?
meaning how do you say that in my language?
This is fun.
Wie sagt man das in meiner Sprache?
Great job, Sam. Now, let's talk about remembering the gender of.
Sprache.
Since it's feminine, you can remember it by thinking of mother languages or the nurturing aspect of communication.
That's a good tip.
Before we move on to examples, remember that
Sprache.
is generally used in a formal context. Some typical collocations are
Eine Sprache lernen.
meaning to learn a language,
Eine Sprache sprechen.
meaning to speak a language, and
Eine Sprache verstehen.
meaning to understand a language.
Got it. Are there similar words I should avoid confusing with?
Sprache,
Yes, be careful with,
Sprecher.
which means speaker, and
Sprechstunde.
meaning consultation hour. They sound similar but have different meanings.
Thanks for the warning. Can you give me some example sentences?
Sure. Here are a few.
Ich spreche mehrere Sprachen.
Means I speak several languages. Another one is
Die Sprache ist wichtig für die Kommunikation.
meaning language is important for communication.
That's helpful.
Here's another.
Gestern habe ich die neue Sprache gelernt.
Meaning yesterday I learned the new language. And
Es gibt viele Sprachen in Europa.
translates to there are many languages in Europe.
Wow, I see how it all connects.
Now, let's do a quick recall check. First question, what is the gender of?
Sprache.
It's feminine, right?
Correct. Next, what does
Gespräch.
mean?
Conversation.
Yes. What is the past tense of?
Sprechen.
Sprach,
Exactly. What would you say to ask someone which language they speak?
Welche Sprache sprichst du?
Perfect. And lastly, can you tell me the plural form of
Sprache,
Die Sprachen.
Well done, Sam. You've really grasped the concept of
Sprache.
today. Remember, it's all about connection and communication.
Thanks, Alex. I feel more confident with this word now.
I'm glad to hear that. Keep practicing, and you'll continue to improve. Until next time.